We certainly saw some appreciable rainfall over the weekend. We just heard in from Robin in Andover, one of our weather watchers, reporting 2 inches of rain. For the Hartford area specifically, 1.6 now for the month. And you'll note that that's the same since that second line there where it says since September 1st. That's because we're looking at the seasonal precip here. So that would be since meteorological fall began. Now, if we go back to the start of the year, specifically for the Hartford area, we do have about a 3.5-inch surplus. So much needed rain, though. We were certainly quite dry. We will get the new drought monitor out on Thursday morning, which will have the updates with that rain included. Right now, here's our storm system offshore, keeping some cloudiness, especially in the eastern half of the state. And First Alert Live radar, on the other hand, scanning clear and dry. So it is dry out, maybe not completely bright depending on your location. Here's our ICAM view right now in Middletown. Some of the cloudiness thinning out here on the northern edge of the screen. We're looking to the east here, and as we shift our gaze a little bit farther south, you'll see a little bit more in the way of cloudiness. So the farther southeast you are, the more likely it is you'll be dealing with cloud cover for the remainder of the afternoon. Here we are, 4 o'clock. First Alert Futurecast along 395, still showing cloudiness outside. But watch what happens once we get past sunset. We will see the clouds dissipate entirely, and with clear skies and calm winds, very dry air in place, temperatures will fall back quickly. 65 to 70 from the hills to the shoreline at 6 o'clock this evening. But if you're dining outdoors or doing anything outside, we're into the upper 50s in the hill towns shortly after the sun sets. By 8 o'clock tonight, 60s, lower half of the 60s, that is, throughout the rest of inland Connecticut and to the shoreline. So just your first alert that you might want a light jacket nearby. Dew points are down into the 40s. It's very dry, certainly feeling quite different than the muggy air that we dealt with on Saturday out ahead of that cold front, which brought some strong and severe storms to the state. That means that tonight we'll end up between about 40 and 45 degrees inland, 45 to 50 along the shoreline. Certainly cool out there, unseasonably so. Typically, we would be around 56 degrees. So it's a cool start to the day tomorrow. If you want to get some yard work done, maybe strenuous outdoor activity, this could be the time to do it. Temperatures peak tomorrow in the mid-70s. We're still dealing with some ragweed and grasses out there. Those numbers expected to stay moderate throughout the middle of the work week, and we'll stay dry at least maybe until Wednesday. We have the stationary boundary offshore, and we'll have an area of low pressure that moves along it. 10 a.m. Wednesday, more cloudiness for us, maybe some isolated showers, but we want to draw your attention to this approaching cold front too. So that low moves by offshore, and then we'll have that front that works its way through later in the week. You'll note the temperature trend here going from 73 today, 75 tomorrow, to near 80 on Thursday. Overnight lows going back up into the 40s, eventually into the lower 50s. That front passes with little fanfare, so we actually see temperatures back below normal starting on Friday, heading into the weekend. Shoreline towns, mid-70s the next couple of days, 72 on Wednesday, more cloudiness, maybe an isolated shower, 80 Thursday, and then we're back into the lower half of the 70s on Friday.